So let's take a look at the 8Dio Silka choir. This choir is meant to be used for slower, more emotional things, dramatic things. If you're looking for something that's going to be a powerful Lord of the Rings like sound, this is not the one. So let's just take a look at something I had already made. It just kind of gets you an idea of how it sounds. And I also record some parts that had the female side of it, because you can split them into male and female patches. So let's take a look at that. So as you can tell there, it sounds very good. It has 8 microphone settings you can use, which is handy. I'll show you some of the uses for that. For example, I did it with my drums, the percussion in part of it. I wanted it to sound like it was in a church kind of sound. So this is just a standard. You get mix, deca, far, wide, and spots 1 through 4. So if I wanted to give it that cathedral-like sound, I could hit far. Maybe. Let's see if it'll work. There it is. So as you can tell, it's a lot more ethereal and airy sounding as opposed to mix. Let that load. And so that's where the massive download size for this comes from. There is many patches for this. This is just on the male side. 2-syllable fast arcs, 2-syllable slow arcs, 4-syllable, 5-syllable. There's legato intimate male, fast repeated staccato, trills and shorts, triplet loops, sustains. So looking at these, there's a lot of like very niche style ones that are almost like percussive style singing. Almost like sounds like Christmas music style kind of thing in a way. Something you wouldn't use all the time. I'll get to the complaints I have with this, which is the sustains only come in like ooh and ah. Legato seems to be sampled at intervals and almost like simulated in a way. It's not natural sounding. Sometimes you have to work with that. And the other problem with it is with these syllables, these multi-syllable ones. For example, we can look here in these articulations. You have a sequencer. So in this one, the 4-syllable soft arcs, there's I never saw, a love so deep, and then ones like so is the snow. Sounds kind of cool, but do you really want that in everything you make? I would almost rather have just vowel sounds at that point. And the other problem, now with this, it's more noticeable in Lacrimosa. But if you go into here, let me change this patch here to their fast arc. Let's see, it might do this with this. It only happens rarely. In Lacrimosa, it happens all the time, and that is when you slow down. If you were on a low tempo, since Lacrimosa is for more intense stuff, you will get these audio artifacts. So like let's see. And then we'll put it down to 50. Now it's mildly noticeable that when you really get to write something at 50 BPM. But with the Lacrimosa one, you would get that at like 100 or 90. So that's where this kind of shines in a way. So let me just reload this here. So the sounds are great, but it's a little limited sometimes. The mic positions are great. I feel like they included some things that were not entirely necessary. Okay, sorry, Reaper crashed on me while recording that there. So let's get back at it. How does it? This is now all I have on this is some light mastering, basically a limiter and some compression. So I don't have anything to add on top of this. Another thing is this does not sound fantastic out of the box. So what I have to do now with these, it's not a problem. With these arcs, it's not a problem. But with some of these, it'll end abruptly, as if cut by, like you fade it out, as opposed to naturally someone singing and slowly going away. So you have to up the release, and that's it. And it'll sound really good again. Another con of this library, fortunately, I got it on a pretty good sale, but for the price, it is, I mean, it's one of the more expensive choir VSTs out there. It's more than Spitfire's Eric Whitacre choir. Now that is more for backing tracks for like a movie scoring or a more realistic sounding choir, whereas this really sounds huge, but it's also less versatile. So, you know, it's one of those things depending on what you want. Granted, I got this one because, again, the sound is huge. It sounds very thick and full. And of course, people might complain it doesn't have, you know, a word builder like East West, but it also sounds so much better. The other thing, this is minor. 8Dio, you know, doesn't have, if you have contact, you're not going to get these thumbnails. So you have to go and install it. That's not a big deal to me. It brings down the price because when they do this, they have to pay contact and all that. And I believe in 8Dio, you do have to have the full version of contact. I do not believe you can use contact player. So with that in mind, that's really all there is to this. There's a couple also like presets for weird sounds if you want to do like sound design kind of stuff. And there's also, I do believe, several built-in effects if you want to make something strange sounding. One more problem that there can be with it is when you're using this, if I can get back to the main articulations, if you're playing this back and back again, what'll happen is now we're on stage 2. They don't reset when you stop. So if you want to keep listening to it and you got two choirs, a male and a female, like you split them up like I do, they will get out of sync and they'll be singing both different things, and it's not, I haven't found a way to just reset it back to one in the sequencer. You could, if you wanted, put all these to key switches, but that just is kind of hurts your workflow a little bit. So with that in mind, I'll put this up here and you guys can listen to my little demo. I also have the Stradivarius violin, the Sign Factory organ, and some various percussion in there. But I tried to make it so it was mainly this choir so it could shine through. I hope this helped you guys. If you like these videos, please make sure to subscribe and drop me a like. And let's give it a listen.
Cruci